Hi, this is Sonia with Artsy Solutions, and welcome to the Dephemerember event for the month of December. And it's hosted by Luise Heinzl from Junk Journal Art and Barbara from 49 Dragonflies. And so today, for December the 6th, is Clocks and Wings. So my interpretation, and I had to write it down, I had to write down a few notes. For me, clock equals time, wings equals flies, so time flies, you know, as it says. So I decided to come up with a little concept with Fe plus lies would be Fe minus the E and the Y plus lies would be flies, like PH for fla or fuh, and then lies, so flies. That's how I did that. And then I just took down some notes for like numbers, clock, butterfly, things like that. That's how I came up with this particular concept. And what I did, let me just take this page out, is slide that on over. I created this right here. So here's a little lady. I made a little junk journal spot out of her, and I got this from Everyday Clip Art. I think the name of her kit is called Junk Journal Ephemera Women of Color or something like that, and I'll have a link in the description from where I got this. But it had like a steampunk kind of look to it, and to me this whole thing, the clock and the wings, or the clock and the butterfly, what is it? Yeah, the clock and the wings. It completely reminded me of like steampunk, because typically that's what you see in steampunk type themes. So I've got her, and then I had already made this, and it was already in my journal, and I just slid it over just to give it extra color, because it's got like the greens and reds, and it's got like a rustic steampunk kind of look to it. And then I just did some stamping in the background with various stamps, and I'll have a link in the description for all those different stamps. And I stamped this out and fussy cut it, and then here's the Fe information, like the Fe minus the EY plus lies equals flies. So that's where I got that little inspiration from. And this right here, let's see if I didn't glue it down all the way. It should be a tuck spot. Yeah, I think I glued too much of it. So it was supposed to be in a tuck spot, but that's fine. But this is a tuck spot. And then I created this clock on my own, and I'll show you the process in a little bit. And there's like a little brad in there, and so this can actually move around, you know. So, and then I added this little glasses and this little boot, this little shoe, and it's a freebie that's on my Facebook page, Multimedia Crafts Digital Facebook page, and I'll have a link down there if you're interested in it. It was just something I had drew, and it was for another steampunk journal that I made earlier. And then I've got this clock sitting on some fabric, this gorgeous greenish color fabric. It's like a greenish bluish color fabric that I gotten from my swap partner, Michelle Garnto. And she also gave me this little key and this butterfly. So, and this little envelope, this really cute envelope. So I decided just to kind of add these in there. And what I did with this part of the butterfly, I cut the center of it out so I could use the wings up here, you know, with time flies. And then I just took the center of it and added over top of this butterfly. So, but yeah. And then I just did some stamping in the background, and that's pretty much it. It was not like a whole lot of stuff. So let me go ahead and show you the process. So this is my thought process. When I think of clocks and wings, I think of clock as equaling time, and wings equaling flies. So I wanted to make this a little bit fun. So I decided Effie plus lies, or no, Effie minus E and Y, take the E off, take the Y off, plus lies equals flies. P-H-L-I-E-S. Flies. That's what I'm going to do. And the wings are going to represent flies. And of course the clock is going to be the time. So I'm coming up with my concept. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm definitely going to create a clock. I've already got the page that I'm going to use. I don't know if I'm going to do a belly band, or let's see how wide that is. Yeah, let me zoom back a little so you can see. Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and I got some black 65-pound cardstock. I'm just going to trace around this, and I'm going to be cutting it out. And I also need another, let's see. Maybe this is a little bit smaller. Yeah, this is a little bit smaller. I don't have a die, so I'm just going to draw around this. And then I'm going to cut out from around the inner part and then the outer part. And I may even, when I do cut around the outer part, I'll probably just leave. Let me just go ahead and do it so I can show you what I'm talking about. Let me go ahead and do this. So we'll have a ring. And it's similar to how Luise did her last video for the really cute selfie in a bubble. I just thought that was so cute, that video with her as a little baby. It was so cute. And she used her camera, or she used the image of that camera, and she showed us how she cut around her circles. This is similar to that. Only this is on black cardstock instead of the transparency paper, because this is going to go around. This isn't for the acetate. This is actually for the outside of my clock. And I may do acetate or I may not. I'm not even sure. We'll see. But I could actually, yeah, we'll see. I think I'll cut out my clock in a different color. So yeah, instead of black, maybe a cream color. And then here's like a little scrap. This is 65. I think this is actually 110-pound cardstock, which is fine. So I'm just going to draw around the edge. I'm going to cut this out. And then, of course, you know, we're going to do some stamping. I'm going to be utilizing some Tim Holtz stamps, Stampers Anonymous, for some of the background images. Tim Holtz, Life's a Journey. And then I've also got the Professor 2 stamp. We'll see. And then I also have a really cute stamp from Danielle Mack, A Painted Page. She's through Stampers Anonymous as well, and she has a really cute butterfly stamp. So let me just go ahead and show you the stamps that I'm considering using. Yeah, this one is A Painted Page by Danielle Mack. Gorgeous image of a lady and this butterfly. This is the butterfly. I may use her too. I don't know. We'll see. And then, yeah, this is Stampers Anonymous. And then this is it's the Rise Above stamp. Clean Mount stamp. This is the number DMC 003. So I'm definitely going to use that. And then I may use this Recollections. This is from Michael's clear stamp and die set. Not sure what it's called, but this is the UPC. Had this for a few years. And then I've got a whole lot of Tim Holtz, but I'm not going to break all of them out. But definitely, let's see, which one is this? The Journey Clean stamp. You can't really see it from this side. But it's got like the broken jalopy, and it's got like the face, clock face, and it's got your arrows. I'll probably use that. And then, is this, I thought that was the Journey. This is Life's Possibilities. Yeah. So who knows? This one also has a clock on there too. So we'll see, because we need some background stamped images. Okay, so we've got our back part of the clock. This is going to be the front part of it. This is going to go over top of it. So, I probably will use some acetate, just simply because in order to connect all of this. Okay, so I have a piece of acetate or inkjet transparency film, and I had accidentally printed on the wrong side of it, but I love the colors that it left behind, so I'm probably going to use it. If you look carefully, you can see what it is. There are the mushrooms and stuff, but I'm probably going to use it in between this front and this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this to the acetate, and when I'm finished decorating and doing what I need to do on this, then I'll glue it to the acetate as well. But first, let me first just go ahead and glue this to the acetate. Where do I put my glue? This is going to be a really simple project. I'm not going to overdo it this time. Okay, so, and you can still see the lines on here, and that's fine. I'm going to leave it there because I kind of like that. I'm going to, of course, edit this. I probably should do that first. No, I ain't going to worry about it. We'll see. Alright, so I'm going to put it kind of over top of like where I see some color. That way, when you put it up against here, you can see that same color. I like that. And it's kind of grunged as it is. So, let me move this out the way, move this out the way. And let's do some stamping. Just set this here, set that there. And I'm just going to randomly, let's see, so this is a part. We do need something in the middle. So I'm probably going to use this clock face right here. This one's from Life's Possibilities, Tim Holtz. Let's see, where's the 12? Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 12's up here. All right. I'm going to use some black archival ink. I'm going to try to get it centered. It's okay. And then I'm going to, I want to be able to see the numbers or the clock face pretty well. So I'm going to go over it with some embossing powder, some clear detail embossing powder. Actually, I think I'm going to use some blue, like just in random little places. Some of this speckled egg, distressed embossing glaze. I like that. Just going to pour a little bit on there and emboss this. Okay, so I embossed it, and then I also took some of those stamps that I mentioned, and I just kind of gave it like a little background. And so now we need some arrows, and these arrows come from Life's a Journey. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, no, the Journey cling stamp set. Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous. So let me get my little stamping block again. Get a small one this time. And I'm going to stamp this with some black archival ink. And then I'm going to be embossing it with some Recollection Snow detail embossing powder. This right here. Because I wanted this white to show up against this black. But I still wanted like a black background, you know. Because this whole theme is going to be like a steampunk kind of deal. Because when I hear wings, clocks and wings, that's 100% steampunk for me. And I am steampunk all day long. Love it. I love steampunk. Okay, so we've got that there. Let's put a little bit of that white embossing powder on it. You can't really see it, but hold on. I just stamped those two right there. Now we're getting ready to put this embossing powder on it and emboss it. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so try to make sure it dries. Before I take that off, I'm going to idle it a little bit, just a little bit. And I want to see if I can give it a rustic effect. Well, not really a rustic, but like, I'm going to try to add a little bit of color. Just some blues. Maybe some a little bit of red. Some brown. And I'm using Distress Oxide inks, Vintage Photo, Fired Brick. Okay, so I'm taking one of these Morphone acrylic paint pens, the black one, and I just went around the edges of these little arrows. And then I'm just going to take some, I guess, number 80 grit sandpaper. I got this from Dollar Tree. It came in like a pack with like several different grits. I'm just going to kind of peel off some of that color or embossing or whatever so that the black can kind of show through and it's got that aged distress kind of, ooh, I think I just took a little too much of that off. It'd be alright. But yeah. And then I'm just going to put some little like lines. Just cause. And then I'm going to cut these out. And then I'm going to add these. I'm going to get a tack, or not a tack. Okay, so I stamped the butterfly with the butterfly stamp. And I used some black acrylic, jet black paint, ink. And then I just now rubbed some of this micro distress glaze over it. And then, you know what? I think I'm going to try something different. I was going to use just some clear embossing glaze, but I think I'm going to use white. And I know that sounds weird, but it's just something different because I have an idea. We'll see. I think I'm going to have like a white butterfly up against like a beige backdrop. We're going to see how it turns out. I don't know. Maybe not such a good idea. So let's just try to stamp over top of it again. I don't know how well this is going to work, but we're going to see. Let's see if I can line it up. Probably not. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to press down. Well, we have an image. It's not perfect, but it's on there. Okay, so we're going to cut this out. And then, let's see. Trying to think of what colors I want to use on this. I might just use like gold or something. I might keep it white and maybe have like gold trim or something. Or just keep it white, period. And then I think I might just, let me see. I have an idea of what I'm going to do with this butterfly. So, remember when I had like with the F-E? E? No. Why can't I do it right? Okay, F-E minus E and Y plus lies equals flies. But flies with PH instead of L. So, what I'm going to do, I still have some leftover prints from where my printer was starting to run out of ink again, and they weren't very crisp. But I'm going to use these letters that are in here. So, we have EF, which is for F-E, EF. Let's just cut this old Dephemerember out and see if we can line this up on some white cardstock. Or maybe brown. We'll do brown cardstock, yeah. So, hold on, let me find some. So we're going to take the EPH, which is part of F-E. EPH. I'm just going to glue that on there. Let's see, EPH. I don't think there's a Y here. Let me see. Yes, there is. Your ephemera inspiration. We're going to take that Y, that letter, and it's okay to have different size letters. I'm going to glue that on there. Okay, so Fe minus EY plus lies, if you can see that, equals flies. So I don't know if you can tell. I'm just going to run some embossing powder over this. Alright, so that's what we have. So Fe minus EY plus lies equals flies. I spelled flies wrong. I left the E out. Goodness gracious. We're going to slide this S over. I don't know. I think that's too much right there. I'm just going to take that out. And hopefully they can understand what this is supposed to stand for. And we'll just tear the rest of this. Alright, so let's start to assemble some of this stuff. Start stamping and assembling. writing spot. And I pasted this image that I got from Everyday Clip Art on Etsy. I think it's called Junk Journal Ephemera or something like that. Black Women Ephemera. And they have some gorgeous, gorgeous images in there. So basically all I did was I had already cut it out. Fussy cut the image out. Pasted it on this black cardstock. And then just literally folded the cardstock in half, which is basically like your letter size, 8.5 by 11. Folded it in half. And then I just got some loose sheets of just regular copy paper. Did the same thing, just folded it in half. And then I'm just tucking it in here into this crease to where it's lined up at the top. And what you could do, you could actually staple it at the top, which I just may do. Let me do that. Let me staple it. Because it is going to become a journal spot. So at least with it already being stapled, it'll be together. So I got it stapled right there. I may stitch around it. I don't know. We'll see. But I wanted to go ahead and staple it together so that when I cut this out, I can just cut it all at one time. But it kind of helps to have these little clips holding it in place so that the papers don't slide around, you know. Even though it's stapled, I still want to just make sure. So I'm just going to come straight across. And we're just going to fussy cut all this out. Okay, so I finished doing that. And I took the staple out and I just stitched around just the upper part of the head. And then now you have a journal spot. And I just stressed around this top part of it, and then place her down in there. And then this was already in the journal, and I just moved the spot where it was at, and I'm just going to set that down in there. And you've got your little tuck spot right there. And I think I'm just going to add like just something. I like this right here. Strictly high grade. I like that. Guaranteed to be strictly high grade. I'm just going to glue this on. So I'll put that in the middle. And I like the word check. I think it's a pretty decent balance. Because we've got the black and white up here, and we got the black and white here. Got just a hint of red inside of here and in here. And so this is a tuck spot. And then of course we have our pocket. So we're just going to tuck her in front of it, and then that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos, blog, and social media sites, and check out the other people who are participating in the Dephemerember. It's going to be all month long. lots and lots and lots of videos and ideas, and just a whole lot of fun. So go check it out, and it's hosted by, make sure you check out Luise and Barbara's channels each day, because they have surprises in each one of their, not each one of their videos, but sometimes it'll throw you for a loop because you're thinking that you're following along, and then there may be something else that you could do for your prompts. So I hope you enjoyed this, and let's just continue to have fun crafting. And thanks for watching.